So here's the thing I was going to bring up that you
Sure.
said when you talked at Comedy Fantasy Camp, you
Mhm.
talked about, and I thought this was a very amazing, touching thing,
Mhm.
that your father was on his deathbed
Yes.
and he listened to your comedy records.
Mhm.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
And I really wanted to hear more about that, so I thought I'll ask you here. You know?
Sure. Knowing that, I would be visiting my dad, and my mom would come in and tell me, goes, when you leave, he goes, Alexa, play Brad Williams comedy, and
Wow.
and he would listen to it, and that meant the world, because obviously it's like, as comedians, our whole goal is to entertain, our whole goal is to make people feel better, and if I could offer my dad any kind of laughter during that time, done. I would do all that and then some. And just how many of us strive? Some of us become strippers because we don't have our father's love. So the fact that I know, got it. He liked it. I made him happy.
Yeah.
I made him proud. I'm good.
That is the sweetest thing I think I've ever heard of any comedian's story.
Yeah, it's really a good thing, and when it happened, I really took solace in it. Here's how much death sucks, though. Here's how much death sucks. My dad got the absolute dream death that you would that you'd wish upon your friend if you had the option. Surrounded by his family, in his home, like the whole thing, and his kids are great. They all have. He got to meet his grandkids. Me and my sister are doing really well, independently of each other. He got everything that you would want in that scenario, and yet still dead. It still sucks.
Yeah,
it still sucks. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Did he have an illness?
yeah. He had Lou Gehrig, whatever the.
Lou Gehrig's.
Yeah, Lou Gehrig's disease, and not MS. What is it?
Something L.A.
I should know. It killed my dad, but anyway. But yes,
By
it's
the
horrible.
way,
By
I
the way,
had a similar situation.
mm-hmm.
My father had less than 2 weeks to live,
Mm-hmm.
and we knew he was dying. And I had a show to do upstate New York, about an hour from New York City. And he said to me, "Can I?"
ALS. Sorry.
ALS.
Yeah.
And he said to me, "Can I come with you tonight?"
Mm-hmm.
And my mother said to me, "If you think you can handle him,"
Mm-hmm.
because he was very weak,
Yeah.
then he can go. And I said, "I can do it." And we drove up together. And
Mm-hmm.
he said to me, "Tonight, I want you to do all that stuff about your mom that you do." And it was really something.
That's great.
And I remember him now. He was so sick that he was losing his vision too, and he was sitting with sunglasses on in the little nightclub.
Yeah.
And I can see him from the stage, just sitting by himself, a little thin guy, now lost all his weight and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it, and he was so happy to have come to my show, and he knew it was over for him.
That's great.
Yeah, so
To do something like that, and now as a parent myself, I now put myself into that scenario as well, and just knowing how much comfort it would give me if I was in the same situation and I went to my kid and went, "Hey, I want to go, see you do your thing, or I want to listen to whatever you do, whatever my kid ends up doing." Unless she's a porn star, then I won't want to go see it in person or anything.
Yeah.
But just how proud I would be, and so I'm very thankful for that
you talk
moment.
about your dad in your act.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have to deal with that, like after he passed?
Yeah.
You're dealing.
Oh, I haven't talked about that yet. I haven't. It's almost 3 years, and I haven't talked about that yet. It still can't. But I did do my second special. It's on Amazon Prime or YouTube. It's called Daddy Issues. I talk about how my dad got skin cancer. It looked really bad, and all about that. And then when I was filming that special, I know my dad's in the audience. The audience does not know my dad's in the audience, and I'm like telling myself as I'm doing the jokes about him fighting cancer, and I know that he's there. And my whole time I go, "Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Because if you look at him, you're gonna lose it."
Right.
And then of course I look at him, and I lose it.
Wow.
But then,
And they filmed it.
yeah, and then in the moment, I got to tell him, because I've lost my train of thought. I've lost my jokes. And all I got to do is say, hey, thank you. Thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for everything that you did. And I had that real moment, and I got that captured on the special.
Wow.
Wow.
And
That's a very special.
it's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Where, my most recent one, Starfish, on YouTube, over 4.5 million views, whatever. But it's great,
Congrats.
and I love it.
Yeah.
But nothing. I don't know if anything could ever be that special in terms of
Wow.
how it affects me personally.
What was your dad's name?
Pete.
What was your dad's name?
Julian.
Yeah.
Julie.
Oh.
You know, I did a Showtime special a week after my father died. I was already booked. You know, you book like
Yeah.
6 months in advance for this.
Yeah.
And I did it with Tim Allen and Bobby Slayton and a couple other people.
Bunch of nobodies. Yeah.
Yeah, up in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
And they came to me before the show. So the director came and said, listen, I know your father passed last week.
Yeah.
And I know you do stuff about him. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I can do it. And I'm out there, and I'm doing a routine on him. And I remember thinking, I don't know if I can get through this right now,
Yeah.
this thing. But you do it. You do what you have to do.
Yeah.
And that's what he would want me to do.
Yeah, and that's what you try to remember. When my dad passed, I had to go on the next week. I was opening a show in Vegas for Cirque du Soleil. I was the first comedian ever hired by Cirque du Soleil to do stand-up. Let me be clear. To do stand-up comedy in a Cirque du Soleil show. I wasn't being fired out of a cannon going, wee wee.
You
Like,
say you were the
it's-
first. Have there been others since? Wow.
because there's a show called Mad Apple, and it's running at New York, and there's always a comedian in it, and I was the first one.
Wow.
They hired me, and then but then when when we knew that it was coming to the end for Dad, they were very gracious, and they let me obviously go, even though we had all these rehearsals and things going on. But then I came back, and some people were like, "Don't you need more time?" And I go, "No, I need more. I don't need more time to sit in this." And also, my dad wouldn't want me to. He'd be like, "Get the f out there and do the show." So
That's right.
I did, and it was so wonderful to go, because stand up, as we all know, is a very lonely activity. You're lonely on the road, you're lonely on stage. But being in that show was great because it's the first time I've been a part of an ensemble. And so while I was going through all that, I had people around me that were there.
Somersaulting.
Yeah, a lot of them.